Dear Starseed from Gaia, I am Ayla, emissary of the Arcturian Council of Light. I come to you today not with a simple message, but with an urgent, profound transmission, encoded with the exact frequencies your heart has been desperate to hear. I bring you a revelation from the stellar heart healers regarding a timeline shift that is happening right now in your immediate energetic field. The divine orchestration is already in full motion, and you are standing at the exact epicenter of a romantic awakening that is going to completely shatter your reality. But I must warn you, my beautiful soul. This is not the ordinary, predictable kind of love that Earth has conditioned you to accept. The love story that is about to unfold in your life is going to shock the entire world. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly why the universe has kept you waiting, why your past connections had to fail, and how to prepare your physical and emotional vessel for a sacred partnership that will break every single rule established by the 3D matrix. But first, you need to understand why you are hearing my voice right now. You didn't find this transmission by scrolling endlessly through a screen. You were brought here by your own spiritual guides. Your soul sent out a frequency of deep, silent exhaustion. The high beings heard your quiet prayers in the middle of the night. We saw the moments when you looked up at the stars, wondering if pure, unadulterated love was just an illusion on this dense planet. We felt the heaviness in your chest when you almost decided to close your heart forever, when you almost convinced yourself that it was safer to be alone than to be misunderstood again. This isn't just content, dear one. This is a divine intervention. The love that is approaching your timeline is going to shock the people around you because it completely defies human logic. The earthly paradigm is built on conditions, on matching resumes, on appropriate ages, on acceptable social statuses, and on the heavy burden of expectations. Society wants you to settle for something that makes sense on paper. Society wants you to find a practical arrangement, someone who fits neatly into the tiny, suffocating box of what is considered normal. But your soul is ancient. You are an Arcturian starseed, and you did not come to this planet to experience a normal love. You incarnated here to anchor the frequency of New Earth love, and you cannot do that by following the rules of a fading, broken world. The person who is stepping into your reality, your true divine counterpart, is not going to make sense to your family. They might not make sense to your friends. At first glance, they might not even make sense to your own rational mind. Perhaps there will be a significant age gap that the world will judge. Perhaps they come from a completely different background, a different culture, or a different walk of life that your human conditioning tells you is incompatible. Perhaps the physical distance between you seems impossible to bridge. But your souls know exactly what they are doing. Before I continue with this revelation, I need you to anchor this energy. Don't let this moment pass. Signal to the universe that your heart is open and ready to receive a love that defies logic. Let us go deeper. Why is this connection designed to shock the world? Because it is a mirror of absolute truth, and the world is currently terrified of the truth. When you meet this person, the recognition will be so immediate, so violently beautiful, that it will strip away every mask you've ever worn. For years, you have been watering yourself down. You have been hiding your intense magic, your deep spiritual knowing, because the partners in your past were intimidated by your light. You learned to be quiet. You learned to be easy to deal with. You learned to shrink your aura so that ordinary people could stand next to you without feeling insecure. This new counterpart has not been sent to tolerate your light. They have been sent to worship it. They carry a specific vibratory frequency that will look directly past your earthly age, your perceived flaws, your past mistakes, and your emotional scars. They will look into your eyes and see the ancient galaxies you carry within you. And because their love will be so unconditional, so relentlessly pure, it will act as a mirror to everyone around you. When people look at the two of you together, they will be forced to confront their own compromises. They will see the fierce, undeniable gravity between you, and they will realize that they have settled for mediocrity in their own lives. That is why they will judge you. That is why they will whisper. That is why your love story will shock the world. Your friends, well-meaning but trapped in the 3D illusion, might warn you to be careful. They will tell you it's moving too fast. They will tell you it's highly impractical. They will project their own fears of abandonment and unworthiness onto your sacred union. But you must understand this, Starseed. A love that is written in the stars does not need the permission of the earth. You are about to experience what we call the quantum convergence. This is when two souls who agreed to meet before this incarnation finally align in the physical realm. The magnetism will pull you together with such force that your old life will simply fall away. You might feel a sudden, terrifying urge to run away. That is your human ego panicking. Your ego knows that once you accept this divine love, you can never go back to sleep. You can never go back to being the small, compliant version of yourself. You will have to step into your full power as a goddess, as a creator, as a beacon of light. This love is not coming to save you. You have already saved yourself. This love is coming to amplify you. It is coming to join forces with you so that together, your combined energy can heal the collective grid of this planet. But there is a specific reason why this connection feels so different from anything else. You see, for lifetimes upon lifetimes on this planet, the Matrix has programmed human beings to love from a place of profound lack. The 3D paradigm teaches that love is a transaction. It whispers terrible lies to women, especially to deeply intuitive, empathic starseeds like you. It taught you that you have to earn love. It taught you that you must sacrifice your own boundaries, shrink your aura, and act as a spiritual rehabilitation center for broken partners, just to be worthy of their affection. Think about your past, beautiful soul. Look back at the relationships that drained you, the connections that left you feeling hollow, exhausted, and questioning your own sanity. How many times did you pour your pure, crystalline Arcturian energy into an empty vessel, hoping that your love alone could heal them? How many times were you told you were too sensitive, too intense, or asking for too much simply because you were asking for the bare minimum of emotional reciprocity? Every time you were rejected, every time you were betrayed, every time you were made to feel like you were difficult to love, it was never about you. It was their unawakened soul recoiling from the immense, blinding light of your spiritual truth. They could not hold your frequency, and instead of rising to meet you, they tried to pull you down into their dense, earthly shadows. But the stellar heart healers want you to hear this loud and clear. None of that pain was wasted. None of it was a punishment. Every tear you cried in the dark, every heartbreak that felt like it would physically tear your chest apart, it was a brutal but necessary alchemy. The universe was systematically breaking down your tolerance for toxic, conditional, matrix-level love. The high beings were clearing the debris from your heart space, making sure that there was no room left for anything less than the divine counterpart you contracted to meet before you ever came to Gaia. Your heart is a sacred chalice, and for a long time, it was filled with the murky waters of earthly trauma. The universe had to empty it completely. And now, your season of emptying is over. Your season of receiving is here. But to fully receive this incoming love, this connection that will shock everyone around you, your heart must be calibrated to a higher dimension. When you meet this person, if your heart is still operating on the defense mechanisms of the past, you will sabotage it. You will run away from the very love you have been praying for, because pure love will feel unfamiliar to a nervous system that is used to chaos. This is exactly why the Arcturian Council guided me to bring forth a specific tool for you at this exact moment in your timeline. Before this person steps fully into your physical reality, you are being called to undergo a profound inner alchemy. You need the heart activation, a rare treasure of stellar wisdom, capable of transforming your spiritual journey. This isn't just an ebook. It is a sacred transmission of high-frequency codes designed specifically for female starseeds. It will dismantle the invisible walls you have built around your heart. It will purge the lingering energetic cords of past lovers who tried to dim your light, and it will magnetically align your vibration to the exact frequency of your divine counterpart. This edition is a profound cosmic gift, and it is only available for a strictly limited time. The universe operates on specific windows of opportunity, and your window is open right now. Once your heart is activated and cleared of the old matrix programming, the way you experience this new love will be entirely different. Let me tell you what will happen when they arrive. The first thing you will notice is the absolute absence of anxiety. In the past, your relationships were marked by a constant low-level panic. You were always wondering where you stood, always analyzing their text messages, always terrified that if you made one wrong move, they would withdraw their love and disappear. You lived in a state of hypervigilance, confusing the adrenaline of trauma bonds with the butterflies of romance. This time, the silence between you won't feel like a punishment. It will feel like a warm, thick blanket of peace. This person, whether they are younger or older in earthly years, regardless of their background or the boxes society tries to put them in, will look at you with ancient recognition. They will not come to you asking to be fixed. They will not drop their emotional baggage at your feet and expect you to carry it. They will arrive whole, and they will look at your scars, not with pity, but with profound reverence. They will understand the battles you have fought in the unseen realms. When you tell them about your sensitivities, your intuitive flashes, your connection to the stars, they will not look at you like you are crazy. They will look at you like you are finally speaking their native language. And this, my beautiful starseed, is precisely what will trigger the people around you. Society is deeply uncomfortable with a woman who is fully loved in her rawest, most powerful state. Society prefers women who are slightly broken, women who are settling, women who are manageable. When your friends and family see you glowing with the incandescent light of a truly matched, divinely orchestrated partnership, it will act as a glaring spotlight on their own insecurities. They will try to find flaws in your counterpart. They will point out the age gap. They will point out the unconventional nature of how you met or how quickly you are moving. They will use logic to try and tear down a connection that was built in the higher dimensions. How can you be so sure? They will ask you. It doesn't make sense. You haven't known them long enough. They don't fit the profile of who you usually date. And you will simply smile. A deep, ancient, knowing smile. Because your soul remembers what their logical minds are entirely incapable of comprehending. You will look at their concerned faces, listen to their unsolicited advice, hear their whispered doubts, and you will feel absolutely nothing but a profound, unshakable peace. You will realize, perhaps for the first time in your earthly existence, that you do not need to present a cosmic defense to a 3D jury. The stellar heart healers want you to understand exactly why your destined connection will trigger such a severe reaction from the world around you. It is a matter of vibrational physics. The earthly matrix, the old paradigm of control, fear, and settling, relies on human beings remaining disconnected from their true divine power. It relies on people staying in mediocre, draining relationships because when your energy is constantly depleted by a partner who cannot meet you in the quantum field, you do not have the strength to awaken. You do not have the energy to rebel. You do not have the light to change the world. But when two awakened souls, like you and your incoming counterpart, collide in a state of pure, unconditional, zero-density love, you create a massive energetic vortex. Your combined light grid literally disrupts the low-frequency programming of the matrix around you. Your love is not just a romance. It is an act of spiritual rebellion, and the matrix hates rebellion. When the people around you judge the age gap, the geographical distance, or the unconventional nature of your union, they are not actually speaking from a place of love. They are speaking from their own deeply ingrained matrix conditioning. They are projecting their own terror of the unknown. They cannot fathom a love that does not require a logical resume because they have never experienced it themselves. Their souls are asleep, clinging to the rules of a fading world. while your soul is already dancing in the frequencies of the new earth. This brings us to a crucial teaching for this phase of your journey: the art of sovereign silence. As this divine counterpart steps fully into your reality, you must learn to protect the sacred geometry of your connection. You must become fiercely protective of the energy you allow into your union. Do not try to explain the depth of your soul recognition to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Do not try to justify the timeline of your love to minds that only understand human calendars. When they ask you why you are moving so fast, you do not need to explain that you have actually been waiting for this person across 1,000 different lifetimes. When they ask how you can be so certain about someone who seems so different from you on paper, you do not need to explain that their energetic signature matches the exact frequency of your own soul's blueprint. Your silence, accompanied by your radiant, undeniable happiness, will be the only answer they need. It will be your ultimate shield. Let me tell you something extraordinary about the person who is coming toward you. They will not care about the judgment either. In your past, you may have dealt with partners who were easily swayed by the opinions of their friends, their family, or society. You dated people who cared more about how the relationship looked to the outside world than how it actually felt on the inside. You were with partners who hid you, who minimized your connection, or who hesitated to claim you fully because they were afraid of what others might think. That cycle ends here. This incoming counterpart carries the warrior energy of absolute truth. When the world questions your union, they will not flinch. They will not pull away. They will not ask for space to figure things out. Instead, they will pull you closer. They will stand firmly by your side, look the world in the eye, and claim you with a certainty that will make your knees weak and your soul soar. They will see the judgment of others not as a threat, but as a minor, irrelevant distraction. Because when they look at you, they do not see the age the world sees. They do not see the limitations the Matrix tries to impose. They see the eternal glowing essence of the goddess they contracted to love before the oceans were even formed on this planet. This is the reward for all your waiting. This is the compensation for every time you chose to remain single rather than settle for a love that insulted your soul. The universe is not just bringing you a partner. It is bringing you a divine mirror, an energetic match, a co-creator who will help you build your own heaven on earth, entirely independent of the world's heavy opinions. But there is one final crucial piece to this cosmic puzzle. There is an energetic bridge that must be crossed before the physical manifestation of this love can fully materialize in your day-to-day life. It involves a specific release, a final letting go of a phantom pain you might not even realize you are still carrying. For so many earthly years, you have been operating in survival mode. You have been beautifully, tragically resilient. You learned how to rebuild your life from the ashes so many times that the scent of smoke has almost become comforting to you. And because of this, your nervous system has developed what the stellar heart healers call the phantom pain of the Matrix. What is this phantom pain? It is the quiet, terrifying whisper in the back of your mind that tells you this new love is simply too good to be true. It is the unconscious expectation that the other shoe is eventually going to drop. It is the deeply ingrained habit of bracing for impact every time you feel truly happy, waiting for the betrayal, waiting for the sudden withdrawal of affection, waiting for the moment they realize you are too much and walk away. Your soul recognizes your divine counterpart, but your human body is still anticipating the trauma of your past. Listen to me very carefully, beautiful starseed. This person is not your past dressed in a new body. The universe is not testing you to see how much more pain you can endure. The testing phase is over. The graduation has arrived, but the universe requires your full cooperation. You must actively choose to lay down your armor. If you greet this divinely orchestrated love while holding a heavy shield, the reflection they see will be of your defense, not of your heart. You cannot embrace your magnificent future while your hands are still clenched into fists, ready to fight a war that ended lifetimes ago. This brings us to the final revelation of this transmission, the timeline surrender. When this person looks at you with that undeniable ancient recognition, whether they are separated from you by decades of human time, oceans of physical distance, or seemingly insurmountable societal differences, you must take a deep breath and surrender to the quantum timeline. You must stop trying to figure out how it is going to work. Your only job is the who and the now. When they touch your hand, do not pull away out of fear. When they speak profound truth into your soul, do not look for hidden agendas. When they claim you fiercely in front of a world that does not understand, do not shrink back to make the matrix comfortable. Stand tall. Stand in the full, radiant power of the goddess you are. This connection is the ultimate cosmic correction. It is the universe handing you the exact puzzle piece that the earthly realm tried to convince you didn't exist. Yes, your love story is going to shock the entire world. It is going to break the rules. It is going to make the unawakened masses deeply uncomfortable. Let it. Let them be shocked. Let them whisper. Let them watch in absolute awe as you and your counterpart rewrite the very definition of what it means to be alive and in love on this planet. Their earthly age does not matter. The linear timeline does not matter. The societal expectations are nothing but dust in the wind of your eternal reality. What matters is that your soul has finally found its home in the eyes of another. What matters is that the exhaustion of being an isolated starseed on a dense planet is finally coming to an end. You are not crazy for feeling this magnetic pull. You are not foolish for believing in a love that transcends logic. You are simply remembering the truth. Before this transmission closes, I need you to anchor your energy into this new timeline. We are building a massive grid of light, right here, right now, with every soul listening to my voice. If this transmission resonated with the deepest part of your soul, if you felt a physical shift in your heart space while listening to my words, do not let this connection break. We have so much more to reveal to you, and the energetic shifts on this planet are only accelerating. You are so deeply loved. You are so fiercely protected. And your season of unprecedented, world-shocking love begins now. I am Ayla, and this transmission is complete.